Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great. Easy.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
um, okay, we are recording. We're a minute in. That's fine. I'm used to
Oh.
seeing the 1, 2, 3 situation come up.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so I'll just give it a sec and then I'll get into it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hello, Kaitlyn.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thanks for joining us today.
No
I
problems.
have a little bit of a bio here about you, but I wondered if you could introduce yourself for us.
Sure. So I am Kaitlyn. I'm 29. I am a mum of a just over 1 year old, and I have CF.
Crazy. And I have heard that you might have a really cool job that I can't wait to hear all about.
I do have a really cool job. Took me forever to get into, but I work in forensics with New South Wales Police.
Oh my God, that's okay. Well, I am a big true crime fan, as most women my age are.
Yep.
I was wondering if you could give us a bit of a background on like what a career in forensics looks like for you, like what kind of education you had to get, how long it took you to get into the field, and maybe even like a day-to-day situation.
Sure. So I started at uni. I went straight from school, did year 12, went into uni, and I did my undergrad in forensic science. And then we were told how competitive it was to get a job in the field. So I thought I had to do something extra to set myself apart while I was still applying for jobs once I'd gotten my undergrad. So I did my master's in forensics, and I finished. So both of those degrees took me 5.5 years.
Oh my God.
Um, and since I finished my undergrad, it took me 5 years to even get my first job in the field. So I'm glad I did my master's. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But once I had my foot in the door, you don't need that degree really.
Right.
I mean, it obviously helped in some way. It gave me the passion for what I did. It sparked that. I don't know. I enjoyed everything I did at uni, and it was hands-on. I loved it. Um, but people
Yeah.
can go in as a civilian, so they don't need their degree. But yeah,
Wait, they don't need a degree at all, or they don't need the master's?
you don't really need the degree at all to go
Oh
in
my
as a
God.
civilian. So originally my plan was to join the police force
Yeah.
as a sworn officer, and I did try for years. And obviously having CF, they have very strict medical
Yes.
standards
Yeah.
and testing, and I worked my little tush off to be fit enough and healthy enough, but CF was just not really an option. Didn't open that door for me at all. Held me back
Right.
in some aspect, but I'm in now. I love my job. So it was worth it in the end.
Yeah. So do you, on a day-to-day basis, are you like the person that they call to come out to a crime scene and do you like,
No,
I don't know if I want to know the creepy details, but I do really want to know.
I don't know how much I'm really allowed to say about my
Yeah,
job.
no, fair
Um,
respect.
but basically my dream job was always crime scene investigation.
That's
That's what
crazy.
I loved. That's what I always thought I wanted to do. And I'm actually in a bit more of a niche field. So I'm in a ballistics team. So we work
Wow.
with firearms and prohibited weapons. I don't know how much I can say. Um, but it's not a field that I ever thought that would spark my interest. But I I love it. It's interesting. It's challenging. I learn something new. It sounds so cliche, but I learn something new every single day that I'm at work. And yeah, I love it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. And in my team, we do have crime scene officers that will go to scenes. So eventually that's my goal. It's not my position right now. And I had applied for a spot when I found out I was pregnant. And it didn't swing my way, and that was totally fine because at the end of the day, it wasn't going to be good timing for me anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually I'll get there. That's my
100%.
career goal. But right now my priority is with my family, my little boy.
100%.
But eventually I'll get there. But right now.
So I guess on that, I feel like I'm 30 and I'm a full-time accountant, and I did all of my study and I've had my 10-year long career now, which is crazy to say. But I feel like I'm in a position now, I don't have a partner, but I'm definitely in a position now where I'm thinking about kids. And I have always wanted them, only if it happens and it's all comfortable. I really don't want to go out of my way to make my life 10 million times harder. I want to give my kids a really good life.
Yeah.
But if it were to ever come my way, it has always been such a massive thing on my mind of, do I give up my career or do I try to do the support thing? Because the unfortunate thing about having a kid sometimes is that you need such either like massive riches in order to afford the care that you need for the kid and still hold a career, or have an awesome bulletproof support network. And it's so hard to be able to predict that. So I guess with all of that said, my question to you is like, was that a massive part of, was there a huge decision for you between how hard you'd worked to get into this career finally, and now you're pregnant and you want, like, you do want a kid? How do you even begin to make that decision? Or was it even a decision for you?
Honestly, so I have been with my husband now for 11 years this year.
Oh my God, congrats.
Thank you. And we had always said that we wanted children in our life. We always wanted to have kids together. However that was going to happen, we had no idea. And I was very open from the start. I don't know if I would be able to carry my own children. I don't know whether it would happen naturally or we would need help. I didn't know whether we would need to adopt. And it was something that from the very start, it was just an easy conversation. It wasn't, we both knew we wanted children. However we had to make that happen, we would work it out. Yeah. And he also knew that I wanted a career. There was a point that I didn't know if I would get to have either, which was that's a hard conversation to have as well. Like, I didn't know whether I would be able to work full time. I didn't know whether I would be too sick. And that was a tricky stage of my life. And then with all the setbacks trying to get into my career, I thought, you know what, maybe I'm just going to have to pick where to focus my energy. Do I want a family or do I want a career? And with the setbacks, I sort of thought, well, maybe I'll have a family. And we got my husband tested to see if he carried any of the CF genes. Yeah. And they can't say for sure that, no, you don't. So that's all good. But we basically got the 99.9% chance he was clear. So I thought, okay, well, that's one stress off my mind. If we decide that we can have our own biological children naturally, then that's one less thing I have to worry about. And then it sort of became a question, okay, well, maybe I don't want children right now, so maybe I should focus a little bit more on my career. And then Trikafta came along, which was incredible, and it made me think, you know what, I think I can have both. Finally, I don't have to pick. I don't have to focus my energy on one or the other. I got my job in forensics, and a year later we got married. And then I actually have a good friend with CF as well, and he was getting married in the States to his wife, and we had said, you know what, we're going to go to their wedding, and then after that we will think about children.
Yeah.
We came back from our honeymoon and I called my CF team. I said, hey, I'm not really feeling well. I think I need a bit of a tune-up. And the morning that I was packing my bags to go to the hospital, I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just do a pregnancy test just to check, because they put you on IV drugs. So I'm like, I just want to make sure that, you know, nothing's going on here. It was positive.
Yeah.
So
That's just, I'm so sorry. That's really funny. Like the timing of that is
the
awful.
timing, the absolute timing.
Oh my God. That's so scary. Okay.
Here I was, like I'd landed I'm in the field that I wanted to be in. I've married my husband. We've had the kick-ass honeymoon that we wanted. And I was going in for a tune-up, and that morning it's ding, ding, ding. You're having a baby.
Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my God.
So just the timing of it all was incredible. Like it was honestly the most welcomed surprise ever.
Yeah, of course.
But it was also, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Like you're about to drop me to the hospital for 2 weeks on my own. I can't tell anybody like what on earth is going on. Yeah. And while I was on my way up to, because my hospital is about 50-minute drive from where I am. Yeah. So I called on the way and I said, look, I don't know what antibiotics you're planning on giving me, but maybe you should run them by my doctor because I think I'm pregnant. And it was sort of wow, okay then.
This changes things. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I got there, they did, the blood test, they confirmed it all. I went home and I was like, okay, we're doing this.
So you didn't end up going to hospital for the tune-up?
I did, but it was cut a bit short. So I went in for a week and then I went home on IV. But yeah, everything sort of changed from there.
Can I ask though, were you on Trikafta as this is happening?
So actually, I did forget to say that. So I was on Trikafta for a little while, and at that point I was like, this is great, can have the best of both worlds. It's working for me. It did wonders for my lungs. But unfortunately I had to come off it just before our wedding because it was frying my liver. My liver was not coping at all. We tried a half dose, still wasn't coping. So I came off it, which is still just incredible. It makes me wonder, had it done enough to my system that it just allowed me to fall pregnant naturally, or was it just perfect timing? I have no idea. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't stay on track after, but I was well enough to carry my baby. I had little complications. It was dream come true.
Right. So the timeline essentially is that you started Trikafta, you in that time period fell pregnant and then got married, honeymoon. Or maybe it might have been on the honeymoon.
A little bit away. So I was Trikafta, I got my job. I came off Trikafta, got married, honeymoon, and came back with a honeymoon baby.
That's awesome though. So then I guess it really fascinates me because I feel like we're in a time where there's been so many CF pregnancies and some people choose to stay on it. Some people choose to stop taking it as well because they don't know what it's going to do. We don't know enough about it. But I was talking to Savannah the other day, who was another lovely guest on our podcast, and she has had one baby without Trikafta with IVF, and then her second was a natural conception with Trikafta, and she had a terrible time in her first pregnancy and a really awesome time so far in her second. So how did you do with the pregnancy? did you find it difficult? Did you balance everything okay? I don't know. I don't, like, it's
Um,
unfathomable to me.
I think I was quite lucky that when I fell pregnant, I had just had my tune up.
Yeah.
And I didn't really sort of struggle until the later months, when I was a lot bigger. It was a lot more pressure on my body. I was commuting for work, which was really hard. I was on a train when I was having, well, morning sickness, but mine hit in the afternoon. So I would sort
Right.
of try and rush to the train, and get home before it really hit. But it's, yeah, the last trimester was hard. I went on mat leave early just because I couldn't. I had a very big baby, and there is not much of me at all. So the pressure he put on everything was a lot.
Yeah. God.
But so worth it. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I feel like I was lucky that most of my pregnancy was smooth sailing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's incredible. Because, yeah, for me, I'm on Trikafta at the moment, and so far, so good. But yeah, I have no idea what that would be like. And I genuinely grew up my whole life, just for some personal experience for me. I grew up my whole life saying no partner, no kids, just
Yeah.
because I knew I would have limited time. And even if I did find that, I was like, my quality of life and all of that, I just went, no, I'm going to make sure that I'm happy and I get everything out of life that I can before I.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a really wild ride trying to come around to the mentality of having long-term partner and maybe kids as well. So
Yeah.
it's so fascinating to hear about pregnancy. I never even asked my doctors until last year about whether I could be pregnant. I genuinely didn't want to know. I was like, no, not touching
Yeah.
that. I think because I knew I always wanted it, that I didn't allow myself to think about it. So it's fantastic that you've had a kid. And
And I
the
think
fact,
you just hold off because you're worried that you're going to
yeah,
be disappointed. Like
yeah,
how much else can CF actually hold me back from?
yeah.
But I can easily say it was the most incredible thing that I have ever done. I had an amazing childbirth. Like it was just perfect. Dream come true. Like I really feel
Wow.
so lucky. Um, I get emotional thinking about it. It was perfect in every single way.
Yeah. Oh my, and it's so
Yeah.
special. And the fact that, like, not only did you do all of this, not only are you a person that had a baby, which is a huge thing as it is, but you also have this long-term career that you've managed to like solidify and grow in and commit to. But then you also did it with CF and without Trikafta. And that to me is like mind blowing. That's crazy.
It's
Congrats.
Thank
Respect.
you. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of things I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
And I think it's hitting me now though, if I don't get a drug that works for me, like Trikafta did, that doesn't, have the side effect on my liver, how, what is my future going to look like? Am I going to have to cut back on my job? Am I going to, like, is my son going to grow up and I'm going to be spending more and more time in the hospital? Like, I don't want that. So it's starting to hit me a bit more now. Like, I guess a lot of mums have a bit of mum guilt, but for me now it's mum guilt of, am I going to be around long enough? Am I going to get to see him finish school and have his own
Yeah.
kids? And am I going to be well enough to run along when he is training for a cross country at school? Or just those little things now are starting to hit me. So I wish Trikafta worked for me, and I wish I could
No.
still stay on it, but there has to be something close around the corner that will work.
100%. Yeah. Like, genuinely, I never thought we'd see something like Trikafta in my lifetime. I never
Never.
thought. So the fact that we're already there, and I think as well, the last couple of years, I know that with the work I do, the last couple of years have been fantastic in celebrating that we have this new drug and all of the good that it's done for so many people. But I feel like this year is really when people are knuckling down and saying, like, it's not enough, it's not a cure, we need to keep going.
Yeah.
The work isn't done, we can't leave people behind. Even people, for example, who've already had transplants, like that they're still CFers and they still deserve cures.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to just have traded in their CF issues for transplant issues.
Yeah.
Like,
It
yeah,
opens a whole nother can of worms.
It does. It's not a solution. It's just a trade in, and that's the unfortunate thing. And it's often not even a choice, you know.
Yeah.
Like you've got that or nothing.
Or nothing really.
Yeah. So I do think that the tide is turning towards more solutions as well, which is really exciting because I couldn't imagine what it would be like to watch so many people thrive on Trikafta and not have it available for you. That's
and knowing
crazy.
that it worked so well for my lungs when I had it. It's hard
taste,
to have it taken away. But there's
As
people
always.
that couldn't even try it. So
yeah.
You know, I think the hardest thing was I never knew any different to how I was living. And Trikafta was a whole breath of fresh air. Like literally, like I didn't know what it felt like to actually just not even think twice about breathing. And then I think it was the hardest because then it was taken back away.
Yeah.
And I knew the difference and I knew how well I was. And having to go that step backwards, it's hard.
Absolutely.
But
it's just one of those things that we need to unfortunately keep pushing for. But I think conversations like this are so important in getting there because first of all, like CFers have been through everything, I feel like at this point. You know, we have this invisible illness. So when people look at you, they have no idea that you're even sick. So we have to really advocate for ourselves and say, no, we are unwell and we need this awareness and we need the research. And we've been through the mortality. We've been through, you know, you don't want to be all doom and gloom about it because we don't have any other choice. So we're going to keep pushing and there's going to be new treatments and new physio and all these things. And now we've got this miracle drug, but now we're dealing with the complications of that. And so I think we've seen it all. Like we're going to do exactly what we've always done and keep pushing and keep fighting together for that. And I think, it's awful, but we've got to use it to push us through to the next level. Because there are so many wonderful treatments coming as well. It's just about keeping the awareness and the research up, which, it's exciting. It's hard and it feels like it's taking forever, but it's coming. And I think
there's so much in the pipeline. The hardest thing I think is just waiting.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to have another baby. But quite honestly, I don't know if I could do it again without a better treatment. Sort of long-term wise, I think it's hard. It's really hard.
And I think as well, like that's a really good point is that, you know, I think women often sacrifice so much of their physical health and well-being to have a baby that people just don't understand until they do it themselves.
And the comment
it's really giving up so much.
Yeah. Everyone has babies. You know, you're not the first to do it. And it's actually
so complex.
It's more like, obviously I'm not the first to have a baby, but to have a baby and also have CF and get through that pregnancy and be able to maintain my health afterwards, like that is a huge achievement that not everybody that has a baby has to go through. And they don't have to think twice about, oh, my baby's sleeping, I'm going to have a nap. I can't do that. When my baby's sleeping, I have to fit in physio, or like it's just a constant juggle of time management, and it's something that not every new mum has to think of.
So it's always a balance of I have to care for this child, but I also have to deeply care for myself. And how do you work that in, and what sacrifice comes first? And because it's not just a question of putting the baby first. It's if you're not well, you can't look after the baby longer term. So it's this constant juggle of how do you tell me which is more important, and how do you tell me how to do how to use my time, and And I think it's incredible and complex, and I have so much respect for you. And on top of all of that, you're maintaining a really kick-ass cool career.
Yeah,
Like that's insane that you're still like, okay, that's my other question is obviously it's hard enough for someone without CF, but the fact that you've got this three-pronged situation, how on earth do you balance it? Like, what does a day in your life look like? Even just baby and CF, or work and CF, or work and baby. Like, are you back at work yet?
I am back at work. So I went back to work in February. So I went back the week after. My son's name
Wow.
is Cooper. So I went back the week after Cooper turned 1. And it was a huge, just emotional roller coaster, just preparing myself. And am I ready to go back to work? Like, am I going to have to sacrifice that time that I was spending on my health to commute to work? And what happens when I get home? Am I going to be too tired to spend time with Cooper before bed and then do physio afterwards? Like, it was a huge, huge juggle. And I was lucky enough to have that whole year off. And I'm only back now, so I go into the office 2 days a week, and I'm quite fortunate that there are tasks that I can do at home. So I get a third day where I'm at home. And I think that now is a good balance for me. But the last 6 months have been really, really rough, to say the least. So November last year, I had a completely unexpected admission to hospital, and I ended up in ICU, and I coded on the ward. Like, it was just a really hard time for my whole family. I thought, without being horrible and morbid, like, I thought that was the end of me. I didn't know how I would be coming home. And I think from when I had Cooper, I knew that I had to look after myself. Obviously, I had this beautiful little boy that was relying on me to be around forever. And it's still sort of, at the end of the day, that's your child. He comes first. And that was a really hard thing for me to juggle. And unfortunately, the end of last year was not a wake-up call, but it was sort of, you know what, I really do need to focus on my own health first. I can't be around to look after this beautiful baby if I'm not well enough. And that's really when I knuckled down, and I was the most consistent I have ever been with my health. So fast forward to this year, I got home. Everything was going well. I was planning his first birthday party, and I was consistent, and I had planned a tune-up before I went back to work, so I felt like I was starting the year fresh. I was starting in a good spot.
Yeah.
And unexpectedly, again, ended up in my CF team hospital. So I have spent many weeks away from Cooper. Just admissions and treatments, and it's hard because as much as I was trying to be so consistent with physio and, you know, nebulizers and medications, it was still, I think last year just really knocked me to a spot that was going to be a long time to come back from. Yeah. And so now, day to day, I've been back at work, but I've also needed more time off, and I'm lucky that my team at work are so understanding, and juggling my health and a baby and my job is not easy, and without my home support and my work support, I wouldn't have been able to manage all three. But now the days I go to work are days that I do physio and my treatments of a nighttime. The days that I'm at home, I get 2 sessions in, morning, night, because I can't sacrifice them anymore. It's a huge juggle, absolute juggle. And it's, you know, I start work quite early, so I'm on a train at 5:30 and I'm starting at 7 in the city, and I'm getting home at, you know, 4:45. those days are long, but I'm lucky that I can still get home and I still get dinner time and bath time and bedtime with Cooper. But those nights are the long ones where I'm doing physio at night, and it's hard, but I think I'm lucky enough to have so much support around me that for the first time in a long time, I'm being forced to put myself first, and just make sure that I'm getting my treatment in and I'm on top of my own health. And I think that's the scary thing too. Like, if I was to go down the path and have another baby, how do I juggle to? How do I fit in more time? Like, I can't. Yeah, I'd love to get I need a drug that's going to help.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And the sacrifice that you would be making with your own body, because there's always a chance that you can get back to your like pre-pregnancy health, absolutely. But there's also always a chance that a pregnancy puts you on the back foot again. And after having a scare, like, yeah, that's a huge decision. And I really, really don't think enough people know what a huge sacrifice it is.
And people, everyone talks about the pressure to bounce back after a baby. Oh my goodness. Like I said, there is not much of me. I'm quite small. We struggle to gain weight. And when I had Cooper, he was 4.1 kilos, and in my whole pregnancy, I had really only put on 5 kilos. It was all baby. When he was born, I was straight back to my normal weight. And people were like, oh my gosh, you bounced back. You look so well. I'm like, you have no idea. I am struggling. I am really struggling. And even now you get people, oh, you look so well to have a baby. I'm like, you've got no idea. Like, I'm those sort of comments to a normal person, they'd be like, oh yeah, thanks. Like, I look great. For me, it's like, I've had a baby, but holy heck, my body has taken a thumping. Like,
huge hit, yeah.
Huge hit. Like,
there's a reason that people put on weight.
Yeah.
There's a reason. And if you can't, it's got to come from somewhere. Like, that's so rough. And I think as well, there's so many parts of CF that the media normalizes these things, like being skinny and bouncing back after a baby and things like that. And this is what I was saying before, it's an invisible illness, and we look fine. We look okay most of the time, unless you hear us cough, which is another thing. But for the most part, and people just don't understand that, like, your body is in preservation mode basically all of the time. So
you
it
eat
is
so
not
much.
easy.
How are you still so thin?
Yeah, my friends always call me the Hoover in school, because I
was always the garbage disposal. Like,
can
I have your leftovers? Can I have yours? I'm still hungry. But yeah, it's just those little comments, and I'm like, yeah, I eat a lot, and I'm still this thin. Like, it's not an achievement. I'm trying so hard to put weight on.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
good Lord.
Yeah.
I guess my last kind of question for you is, for someone like me or someone who's listening who is thinking about what their life might look like, choosing between career and child, and then even some who might be listening that have the added layer of having CF, do you have any advice about approaching that decision, or key things that you came out of all of that with about approaching a decision, and then I guess once the decision's been made, about how to handle it all?
I think for me, I'm glad I never had to make the conscious decision between picking one or the other. And if you are blessed to have a career and a family, like it's been the most amazing journey of my entire life. My biggest achievement is my baby. I would not change anything for the world. So if you can and you are physically well enough and it's something that you want, do it. For me, in the moment, I was so excited to be a mum that I didn't think of what the future would look like for my son. But now that he's here, there is nothing that motivates me to look after myself more than he does. And there will be things coming that will hopefully work for everybody so that they get to live a full life and see their kids grow up. It's, you know, I don't really think CF should hold us back from a lot more. If we get, you know, the opportunities that are coming our way, we take them. Like, if that's what you want to do with your life, do it. We shouldn't have to choose. And eventually, I really, really, really hope that no one has to make the hard choices of giving something up because of CF. And I really just think, why do people have to pick? You know, do it. If that's what you want to do, you shouldn't have to be picking. It's hard. It is so hard to juggle, but it's so worth it. And I think the biggest thing is to have a good support network, have friends you can rely on, let your family help, and don't be scared to ask for help. You know, if you need a day off, and that's another thing that took me so long to accept was I'm not a bad mum if I need half a day to myself. If I want to go and get a mani-pedi and fall asleep in the chair, I'm going to go and do it. I need to catch up on sleep. I need a power nap, and you're going to look after my baby. It's rely on the people that are trying to help you. You know, I think having CF, you become so independent. You want to prove that you can do things yourself and it's not going to hold you back. But holy heck, you need the help. Like, let people help you. Let people give you advice to some point, because some advice is not wanted.
Atrocious.
Yep. But it's worth it. And it's honestly, I wouldn't change a single thing at all.
I think the main thing that I took from that is that despite everything that we've talked about and the struggles and the complications and the fear and the guilt and everything that we've discussed right now, and the fact that you're still sitting there saying 150% I would never change it and I would do it again if I could, and if I ever got the opportunity to have another child, I'd take it. Like,
absolutely,
that says everything that it needs to. The fact that it is such a huge thing to do and that you're still here going, 100%.
And you know, you
so
grow
special.
up, and I don't know, for some, like, I always grew up and I was like, I want to be a mum. Eventually I'm going to be a mum. However it happens, I'm going to do it. And I was lucky enough for it to happen. I know some people can't. Some people don't get that opportunity, or they have to go down different avenues that are another challenge completely in themselves. But I feel so lucky that I could do it all. It's just an absolute dream. But everything is so worth it. If that's what you want to do, don't let CF hold you back if you can help it. Because I know some people aren't lucky enough to have the choices. But it's
one of those things though, you know, it's personal survival. And second to that, every one of your hopes and dreams.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, there will be sacrifices, no doubt about it. But sometimes the best things come from sacrifice.
100%. Nothing worth doing doesn't come without sacrifice.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Amazing. So I'm pretty happy with our entire conversation. You're amazing, like super mum, super career woman, like lovely person. And you seem like really well-rounded and very in touch with how you're feeling about things. I think sometimes CF makes us go, no, we can't be sad. We can't feel guilt or shame. But I think it's so important to have the conversations to normalize it for everybody. You know?
Absolutely. And it takes, as much as I feel like CF has taken things from me, it's more, I've tried not to let them completely take them. I've still worked my way around everything. which I think is so important, especially for, you know, children now with CF. Like, it's a completely different ball game now. Like, you don't let it hold you back. There's still going to be the cases where, unfortunately, you do get dealt bad cards. But I don't think it should stop kids from doing what they want to do. Grow up, like, have a dream. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Like, it needs to be the whole CF. Like, when people look at someone with CF, it shouldn't be a pity party anymore. It should be, okay, well, what are you going to do to make your dreams come true? Do you need help? Like, what can we do? Where are you going to get the support from? It shouldn't be a barricade anymore. And I feel like now I can finally say I think I've ticked all my dreams, which is nice.
That's amazing.
Like, you know
and
what?
at 29.
If other things come, like, I'm so open to, you know, life experiences, but my big thing was I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be a mum, and I wanted to have a job that I loved going to. And for me, that's here. The only other thing would be a cure.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Well, that's going to be next, isn't it?
I bloody hope so. Definitely hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's coming. Absolutely.
Hopefully. It's in the pipeline. It has to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time and for being so open with us. I do really think that you're incredible. Mad respect.
Thank you so much. It's been so nice chatting to you.
Yes, you too. You're fantastic. Seriously.
Thank you. It's been a nice chat.
I know. I was like, don't cry. I don't have any tissues at my desk.
No, honestly, I've got nothing. Oh.